Hi viewers, so today I would like to share some of my experience when it comes to rain. So in Malaysia, it rains pretty much almost every day. And it's not like drizzling, it is heavy thunderstorm. So I don't usually go out there and shoot in the rain. I mean, why do you do that, right? You'll get wet. But sometimes during competition, you don't have a choice. While you're in the competition, it started off, shining, and then halfway through it is raining, and in a competition you just can't quit halfway, so you have to kind of like just drag on in the rain, and everything is drenched wet. And because I don't have much experience in this, I did got a little bit of surprise here and there with the equipment. So I'm gonna share with you so that the next time I will actually prepare myself, and maybe this could also help you prepare your equipment. So when it comes to the leather used on the grip, right, most of our traditional bows have leather grip, most. So like Marina bow in this case, when he finished the wrapping the leather, he actually clear coats it, and the clear coat provides some amount of water resistance. Normally, during my normal use, sweating, a little bit of water hit, touching it, like when you wipe it, or maybe sometimes drizzling, that doesn't really affect much, because when there is water, rain, you will run away, right? You will go into the shade or something. You go in. You will not shoot in the rain normally, right? So usually it won't be a problem. But during the heavy rain, I don't have a choice. I'm shooting completely wet in the rain. All my glasses is all water fogging. I cannot even see where I'm shooting. Okay? So during that time, I started to notice something is going on. So I started to notice bands, like dark bands coming out on my bow. So because leather is somewhat flexible, every time we use, we grip and we squeeze it, the clear coat somewhat, they kind of like tear, right? It tears, and water can find cracks because your entire hand is wet at the time. So it can find cracks in those clear coat and seep into the leather. And when that happens, well, the dark spots is basically leather mixing with water. That got me a bit of surprise. I'm like, oh, there was a leak. There's a leak in the leather, and I'm getting water in there. But at least the handle works. It doesn't like peel off or anything. It works throughout the entire competition. Doesn't cause any handling issue. But after the competition is done, I kind of like let it dry out overnight, and when it has dried up, I got some surprise, because leather shrinks after it got wet. I didn't know about this, or at least I wasn't well aware about that. So what happened is, when water mixes with the leather, it mixes the oil in the leather. So when it dries, it evaporates. That water takes oil out of the leather. As a result, the leather actually shrinks after they get wet and dry again. And now I have some gaps. I have some gaps in my leather. So let me show you. I'm not sure if the camera is going to be able to pick up, because it's actually like very, very fine lines. Like here, there is a fine. Oh yeah, you can see like this darker spot. That is actually a gap, a crack line, because the leather here shrunk, and then this one kind of like separate a little bit. Same thing here. You see this dark spot here. So those two are some crack lines. Also here, there's some here, maybe here. So yeah, those are some spots where gaps appeared in my leather. So some people won't consider this as a problem, because it is just wear and tear with leather is normal. But the next time I go out for competition where I expect rain, I would spray the handle with a water repellent spray, like hydrophobic hydrophobic spray, so that you kind of like give some water protection to the leather so that it won't shrink further, right? Also, this got me thinking a little bit about the rest of the bow. So, of course, bows when they are finished, they are clear coated with whatever, usually polyurethane or some sort of clear coat, whatever it is, to protect the bow against moisture and water. But during use, right? During use, it's hard for us to guarantee with 100% certainty that there is no scratch on the bow, right? Because we use the bow, it is not like being babied and put into a display and nobody touch it. We use this bloody thing, run around in the forest, we whack stuff, hit branches, maybe someone accidentally hit your bow. Scratches can appear. It's just normal. But the thing is, we do not know where those scratches are. We don't inspect every centimeter, every millimeter of the bow every single time. So sometimes crack can appear in a clear coat. If that happens, and we do not know, right? We do not know. So one of the practice that you can use is that when you shoot in a high humidity environment or rain, okay, do not immediately unstring the bow after use, because during use your bow is under strain. Okay, it is, especially on the belly side, is under compression, so somewhat it will squeeze, being strained like that, right? It's gonna pull down, and the bow, the core is actually under somewhat compression. Okay, and during this compression, some amount of air, not much, but some amount of air is actually being pushed out. If you unstring your bow after you use, while you're in a high humidity environment or rain, if there's water, right? This, as it returns and recovers, relaxes, it pulls air from the environment, and those high humidity, high moisture can actually seep into the core of the bow and resulting in a problem with your bow. The core, when it mixes with a higher amount of water, it becomes softer, it can swell, it can affect the glue. So the bow is more likely to delaminate later if you unstring the bow during that time. So my advice is that if you had encountered this kind of situation, you're in a raining or high humidity environment, after use, don't unstring. Leave the bow strung until you got to a place where it's dry. Let the bow sit until the bow is dry, and let the rain pass. Okay, everything has passed, your bow is completely dry. Then only you unstring the bow. Okay, so that water doesn't get sucked into the limb, doesn't get sucked into the core, which can damage your bow. Okay, so that's pretty much it when it comes to my advice about rain and your bow.